Friends, 1151 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. And before I tell you about the ground situation, you must be aware that Putin has announced Easter Truce starting from 1800 hours Moscow local time on 19 April till 21st April 0000 hours, that is midnight, for 30 hours. Many Ukrainian channels claim that this so-called truce hasn't started. However, Zelensky responded that Kiev is ready to adhere to this truce and asked Moscow to extend it for another 30 days unconditionally. I don't think that is likely to happen, unconditional ceasefire for 30 days. However, in the meantime, there were exchanges of POWs numbering 246 from both the sides, and in addition, 31 wounded POWs of Ukraine were handed back to them, while 15 wounded Russian soldiers were handed back to Russia. On ground, in southern war zone, Russians advanced southeast of Mala Tokmachka in Zaporizhia region, while in eastern sector towards Kurakho-Konstantinovka, the offensive operations by the Russians are on around Andriivka and Konstantinovka area. Offensive operation also continuing northwest of Novopavlivka near Kotya Rivka and Preobrazhenka and Bohdanovka. Towards Pokrovsk direction in Grodovskaya, Russians entered Myrolyubivka and have seized Novotoretsk. They also claim to have taken over Shevchenko completely. In southeast Pokrovsk, Russians advanced southwest of Lysivka and attacked more than half a dozen of localities. Coming to Toretsk, Russian army have advanced north of Druzhba and approached Dakhne, which is northeast of Toretsk. In Konstantinovka direction, Russians expanded control zone in west of Toretsk towards Sukha Balka. Toretsk, however, is not under control of Russians fully. Chasiv Russians' offensive operation is on in the city in southeast, west of Andriivka and south of city towards Balahora and Stupochki. Coming to northeast in Lyman direction, Russians' offensive operation near Novomykhailivka, Kolodyazy, Nov, Zeleny, Dolina and Yampolovka Toretsk area continuing. In Borova direction, Russians' offensive operation near Zagry zone and Kruglia, Kivka, Nadia continuing. And as far as Kupiansk direction is concerned, the offensive operations by the Russian and some gains towards south of Zapadne and in center of Malashep, Kivka. Also minor gains and oblique offensive operations towards Kamyanka, Kindrashivka, Petropavlivka, Peshane and Stepova Novosilka continuing. In Kursk-Sudza direction, Russians have taken over Oleshnya fully, and then after MOD Russia has claimed that it controls Kursk now more than 99%. By the way, all of these operations were before the start of the ceasefire, and therefore accordingly, as far as interdiction missions are concerned, they were hardly except on the border, which was in the breach of the ceasefire from either side. Middle East remains as volatile as before, and Houthis have claimed to have shot down 21st American Reaper drone. Nothing today from Sudan or DRC. As far as tariff/trade war is concerned, America is trying to woo European Union with maximum pressure. Thank you.